See, we have done this thing in our class 11th, that the magnitude of two vectors, resultant of two vectors, P and Q, is given by the formula P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta, as well as the direction of this resultant from one vector is given by the formula tan beta is equal to Q sin theta upon P plus Q cos theta, where Q is the vector from which we have not taken this angle. It is the another vector, second vector sin theta divided by first vector plus second vector into cos theta. So Q sin theta upon P plus Q cos theta. These two formulas will be using it up. In the questions to come, we'll be using these formulas only. Okay. So let's start up with question number 1. This question number 1, it says this thing that the 3-point charges of magnitude plus 5 microcoulomb, minus 10 microcoulomb, and plus 10 microcoulomb, they are placed in air at the corners ABC of an equilateral triangle of side 5 centimeter. We need to determine the resultant force on the charge placed at C. Please do this in your copy along with. Okay. The solution, please do it. Later on, I'll be sharing up the questions also. So what we do is that we draw a triangle and mark the points ABC and place the charges on these vertices of the triangle respectively. So this is your point A, and at point A plus 5 microcoulomb is placed. So I have placed plus 5 microcoulomb. At point B, minus 10 microcoulomb is placed. So I have placed minus 10 microcoulomb over here. And at point C, plus 10 microcoulomb is placed. So I have placed plus 10 microcoulomb over here. Now, the side of the triangle we know is 5 centimeter. We need to determine the force on the charge placed at C, that is this plus 10 microcoulomb. The resultant force on the charge placed at C needed to be determined. All right. So that we need to do. Now, for finding up the force, we first know this thing, that what is the direction of force on the charge placed at C because of the charge placed at A. So both of these forces are of same sign. So the charge placed at A will try to repel this force. Repel this charge in the direction along AC. So this will be the direction of force. All right. This is marked with red line. So the charge placed at A will try to repel the charge placed at C along AC. So I mark it as FCA, force on C due to charge placed at A. And we all know by Coulomb's law, the force between two charges is given by K, QA, QB upon R square. So it is QC, the charge placed at C, multiplied by QA, the charge placed at A upon R square, and K is our constant. The value of K for vacuum is 9 into 10 to the power 9. Solving it up, I can write in place of K, this 9 into 10 to the power 9. In place of QC, the charge placed at C, that is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6. And in place of QA, 5 microcoulomb, that is 5 into 10 to the power minus 6. And divided by R square, that is AC square. And AC is the side of this triangle, that is 5 centimeter. Converting it to meters, it will 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. The square of this one will do. And when you solve it out, it comes out to be 45 into 4. Please do the math. And finally, you will getting the answer as 180 Newton. So the force on the charge placed at C, that is this plus 10 microcoulomb, because of the charge placed at A, is 180 Newton. This is not the resultant force. It is only because of the charge placed at A. And we also need to write the direction. The direction is along AC. So that has to be kept in mind, because the vector quantity, it is having a magnitude that is 180 Newton and a direction that is along AC. Now we need to find the force on the charge placed at C due to the charge placed at B. And B is negative charge. This is positive charge. So what B will do, B will try to attract this charge. That's why the direction comes out to be towards B, along CB. I have marked it as with the green line. So mark it as force on C due to charge placed at B, that is FCB. So FCB is force on C due to charge placed at B. Now, the value of this FCB, it can be calculated by using the Coulomb's law, that is K QC QB upon R square. QC is the charge placed at C, QB is the charge placed at B. So I can write in place of K, it is 9 into 10 to the power 9. In place of QC, I can write 10 into 10 to the power minus 6, 10 microcoulomb. And in place of QB, it is again 10 microcoulomb, that is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6. Please note this thing, that we should not be writing the sign of QB. Why so? Because it is for the direction, and that direction we have already taken from C to B. And it is divided by R square, the distance between the two charges, and this R square is 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. Square of 5 into 10 to the power minus 2, because the side is 5 centimeters. Up till now, I will hope that it is very much clear to you. Now, when you solve it up, you'll be getting 9 into 10 to the power 3 divided by 25. That comes out to be 360 Newton. So FCB, the magnitude of FCB is 360 Newton. And we also have to mention the direction, because the vector quantity, the direction is along CB. Now we are having two forces, or the two vectors. One is FCA, other one is FCB. And we need to find the resultant of these two vectors. That will be the net force on the charge placed at C. So that resultant can be calculated with the help of parallelogram law of vector addition. All right, that we have just discussed. So moving further, you can see this thing. In the previous slide, we have found this thing. Force on C due to charge placed at A is 180 Newton, and it is along AC. And force on C due to charge placed at B was 360 Newton, and it is along CB. The angle between these two forces is 120 degree, because it's an equilateral triangle, all the angles will be 60. When this is 60, this comes out to be 120 degree. So the net force on the charge placed at C is the vector sum of the force on C due to charge placed at A and the force on C is the charge placed at B. That's what I have written it as, that FC vector is equal to FCA vector plus FCB vector. And we know how to add these vectors by using the parallelogram law. So it will be like FCA square plus FCB square plus 2 FCA FCB cos theta, where theta is the angle between FCA and FCB. And it is what? It is your 120 degree. We know this. So putting 120 degree over here and using the values of FCA and FCB that we have just calculated in the previous slide, I can find the magnitude of the resultant force on the charge placed at C. And this resultant will be somewhere over here. So I have marked it with the blue line, and then it is my FC. Somewhere the resultant in between these two forces. Now we need to find the magnitude. So the magnitude can be calculated like this. FCA is what? 180 square. FCB is what? 360 square. 2 in the formula itself. Then again FCA 180, FCB 360, and cos theta. Theta is the angle between FCA and FCB, that is 120. And we know this thing, that cos 120 is minus half. Now putting up the value of cos 120, I'll be getting this thing. 180 square 360 square plus 2 into 180 into 360 into minus half. This 2 will get cancelled out by this 2, and you are left with this thing. 180 square plus 360 square minus 180 into 360. Again, solving it up, I can take 180 square common. So taking 180 square common, and the root of 180 will come, 180 square will come out to be 180. So I can take 180 out of the square root, and in place of this thing, this 180, I can easily be writing 1 square and then 2 square minus into 1 into 2. 2 gets cancelled out with 2. 2 square is 4 plus 1 is 5 minus 2 is 3. So in the root you are left with root 3. So the net electric force on the charge placed at C has come out to be 180 root 3 Newton. It comes out to be 180 root 3 Newton. Now, this is only the direction. This was only the magnitude, but we were not able to solve this thing that what is the direction. We also need to specify the direction, that what is this FC along. So what we'll be doing, we'll be using the formula to find the beta, that is tan beta is equal to B sin theta upon A plus B cos theta. Mark the angle. So this is the angle. I'm taking the angle from FCB and marking it as beta. Now I can be using this formula from the parallelogram law, that tan beta is equal to B sin theta upon A plus B cos theta. Here my B is the vector from which I have not taken the angle. So this beta I am taken from FCB. So B is what? It is FCA. And A is what? FCB. And theta is what? The angle between FCA and FCB, that was 120 degree. Putting it over here, in place of B, I can write FCA. In place of A, I can write FCB. And in place of B again, I can write FCA. Theta is 120 degree. It comes out to be FCA sin 120 degree divided by FCB plus FCA cos 120. Sin 120, we know this thing, that sin 120 is root 3 by 2 and cos 120 is minus half. Putting up the values, it should be like this. FCA is 180, we have found out earlier, and FCB was 360. Now solving it up, it comes out to be 180 root 3 by 2 divided by 360 plus 180 into minus half. This gets cancelled out and the equation becomes like this. 90 root 3 divided by 360 minus 90. All right. Then tan beta comes out to be 90 root 3 divided by 270. 360 minus 90 is 270. And then when you solve it up, it will be root 3 by 3. 90 divided by 270 is 3. Then tan beta is root 3 by 3. Further solving it up, you'll be getting tan beta is equal to 1 by root 3. This 3 can be written as root 3 into root 3. So 1 root 3 gets cancelled out in the numerator. So the value of beta comes out to be tan inverse of, value of beta comes out to be tan inverse of 1 by root 3. And tan inverse of 1 by root 3 is 30 degrees. We know this. So now we can write this thing, that the resultant force is 180 root 3 Newton and it is along 30 degree from FCB. It is along 30 degree from FCB. So this angle is 30 degree. I do hope that it is very much clear to you. So this was my first question in which I have found out the resultant force on the charge placed at C due to the other two charges. Remember one thing, when you are doing these kind of questions, please also mention the direction of the resultant. If you are just finding up the magnitude, the question is incomplete, because vectors always comes along with the direction. Now, second question, it says this thing, that there are 3 point charges plus 5 microcoulomb and minus 10, 2 point charges plus 5 microcoulomb and minus 10 microcoulomb. They are placed at corners A, B of an equilateral triangle of side 5 centimeter. Determine the resultant electric field on the third vertex C of the triangle. So in this, we need to find the electric field. So let's do it. Also, when we'll be finding up the electric field, we need to find the force on a charge of plus 10 microcoulomb that is placed at C. So first find the electric field at C, and then what we are doing, we are placing a charge of plus 10 microcoulomb at C, and then we need to find the force on that charge. Let's do it. In the previous one, we have found out the electric force. In this, we need to find the electric field. So mark up the points. Previously, what we have done, we have found the force on the charge present at C by using the principle of superposition of force. That is the force on the charge due to the one charge, then again the force on the charge due to another charge, and then make the vector sum of them. We can also find out the force by the formula F is equal to Q into E. So if I'll be knowing the electric field at a point, I can easily find the force on the charge placed at that point by multiplying the electric field with the charge that is placed at that point. That thing we have discussed in our previous classes. So let's do, just write out the charge. So these are the two charges which are placed at A and B. One is plus 5 microcoulomb, another one is minus 10 microcoulomb. We need to find the electric field at point C. So let's find out the electric field. So electric field at point C due to the charge placed at A, that will be away from C because it's a positive charge, and from the positive charge the electric field is always directed away from the positive charge. So it will be moving along AC, and the electric field at point C due to the minus 10 microcoulomb charge, it will be towards minus 10 microcoulomb charge, because for a minus charge the electric field is always directed towards the minus charge. So let's find out the electric field at C due to the charge placed at A. All right. See this thing. This is the electric field at C due to the charge placed at A. This plus 10 microcoulomb, it will be placed later on. It will be placed later on at vertex C. It is not placed now. At present, there is no charge at C because we are finding the electric field at this point. So no charge is present over here. All right. It will be placed later on because the question says that if at 10 microcoulomb charge placed at C, what will be the force on that 10 microcoulomb charge? All right. So now the electric field at point C due to charge placed at A, that is ECA, what is it? Will be KQ upon R square. It will be KQ upon R square. So QA is what? From which the electric field we are finding. So it is plus 5 microcoulomb QA. Value comes out to be, in place of K, I can be writing 9 into 10 to the power 9. In place of QA, I can be writing 5 into 10 to the power minus 6. And R square, it is written as 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. So the square of this one. Solving it out, you are left with 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 Newton per coulomb. So it is the electric field at point C because of the charge placed at A. That is 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 Newton per coulomb. That is ECA. Now the electric field at point C due to the charge placed at B, it will be directed towards B. All right or not? It will be directed towards B because it's a negative charge, and the electric field will always be directed towards the negative charge. So it will be from C to B. I have marked it with green line. Now it is ECB. Again finding ECB. ECB is what? KQB upon R square, because now this electric field is because of this minus 10 microcoulomb charge. All right. So I can be writing, in place of K it is 9 into 10 to the power 9. In place of QB it is minus 10 microcoulomb divided by R square. R is what? Your CB. That is 5 centimeter. Solving it out, in place of 9, I can be writing 9 to 10 to the power 9. In place of QB, I'm writing 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 because this is 10 microcoulomb. Again, I am telling you this thing. We need not be writing this minus sign in the magnitude of QB, because minus sign gives us the direction only, that is towards the negative charge. All right. So no need to write the minus in this QB. Solving it out, you will be finding it as 3.6 into 10 to the power 7 Newton per coulomb. So this is the electric field at point C because of the charge placed at B. 3.6 into 10 to the power 7 Newton per coulomb. So two electric fields we have found out. One is at C because of A, other one again at C because of P. And electric field is a vector quantity. We need to find the resultant of these two vectors, that is EC and ECB, in order to find the net electric field at C. So the net electric field at point C, we can be easily calculating like this. ECA, we have found out 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 Newton per coulomb, and it is along AC, marked with red. ECB, that is 3.6 into 10 to the power 7 Newton per coulomb, that is along CB. And the angle between these two is 120 degrees. So I can be writing it out that the resultant electric field at C, that is EC, is what? ECA plus ECB the vector sum of ECA and VCB, and it is equal to, the magnitude can be given by the parallelogram law, ECA square plus ECB square plus 2 ECA ECB cos theta. Now the angle between these two is 120 degree, and we need to find this resultant EC. So putting up the values over here, 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 in place of ECA, in place of ECB, 3.6 into 10 to the power 7. Again, in place of ECA, 1.8 into 10 to the power 7. In place of ECB, 3.6 into 10 to the power 7. And cos theta is cos 120 degree. You will be getting this thing. So this is what you are left with. After putting up the values in this thing, you are left with this. Also, I have mentioned the direction of this electric field, which is an angle beta from ECB. The direction of this resultant electric field at C is at an angle beta from ECB. Now, solving it out, you are left with 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 square plus 3.6 into 10 to the power 7 square plus 2 into 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 multiplied by 3.6 into 10 to the power 7 cos 120 degree. That is minus half. Cos 120 is minus half. Now, solving it up, you can take 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 common, and you will be left with 1 square plus 2 square plus 2 into 1 into 2 into minus half. So when you solve it out, you will be getting 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 root 3. This is the resultant electric field at point C because of these two charges. So EC, that is the resultant electric field, has come out to be 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 root 3. But remember this thing, we also need to find it out that it is along what direction. So that direction we have mentioned as angle beta from ECB. Let's try to find out angle beta. And we can find out this angle beta by using the formula tan beta is equal to B sin theta upon A plus B cos theta. That's the parallelogram law of vector addition. Here B is what? The vector from which I have not taken the angle. So here B is ECA because I have taken the angle from ECB. Theta is 120 degree. Put the values over here. You will be getting ECA sin 120 degree divided by ECB plus ECA cos 120 degree. So this ECA, it comes out to be like this. So in place of ECA, I can be writing 1.8 into 10 to the power 7. In place of ECB, I can be writing 3.6 into 10 to the power 7. And again, in place of this ECA, 1.8 into 10 to the power 7, cos 120 is minus half, and sin 120 is root 3 by 2. Solving it out, you are left with 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 root 3 by 2 divided by 3.6 into 10 to the power 7 plus 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 cos 120 is minus half. Solve it up. You are left with this thing. 9 into 10 to the power 6 root 3 divided by 27 into 10 to the power 6. 10 to the power 6 gets cancelled by 10 to the power 6. And 9 divided by 27 is 3. You are left with root 3 by 3 only. And beta, it again comes out to be tan inverse of 1 by root 3. That is 30 degree. So now you can say this thing that the resultant electric field is AC, EC is 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 root 3 Newton per Coulomb, and it is along 30 degree from ECB. It should be CB, not BC. Okay, it is along 30 degree from ECB. All right. Now they have given you in the question that if a charge of 10 microcoulomb is placed at C, then what will be the force? What will be the force on that charge? So that we can easily be finding out by using the formula Fc is equal to Q into EC. Q we know 10 microcoulomb, that is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6, and EC is, just we have found out, 1.8 into 10 to the power 7 root 3. Solve it up, you are left with 180 root 3 Newton, and the direction of this force is along the electric field, because in this formula only electric field is the vector, this is a scalar. So this vector should have the direction along EC only. So the direction is 30 degree from ECB. This is the same result that we have obtained as in the previous one. All right. So